Hello everyone. Let's do a quick update to see what's transpired in the market. Let's see where we were last session. So as of yesterday, this is the 18th of June. Let's see. Okay, as of the 18th of June, we said, okay, we're waiting for a 10-minute break above this level, decisional level. What we spoke about yesterday is that this decisional level came down. We did break on the 10 minutes and we got that retracement, didn't we? And then we also said, where were we? Yesterday we were around there, weren't we? Okay. So we were around this level yesterday, looking at a potential, well, not too sure because, we could see that price had rejected off of a supply zone. We had a supply zone in here. Okay, I think it was a 24-minute. Let me just check that. Yes, it was. So there we have it. We have a price rejected off a 25-minute supply zone. And we said to ourselves, well, this was a potential area of interest. I had said very clearly on stream, if you are looking to play the fib, this is not a bad place to take the fib from the low to the high. Okay, and then stretch that across to see where we could potentially get that reaction, either from that golden pocket or just from that zone. Okay, I like to treat this as an entire zone. So what we then said is that, hey, this is an actual level that we could potentially look to get that, obviously we've got low, high, low, break structure to print a high, low. Okay, we've obviously gone up here with transition structure momentarily, and we said, well, this transition could be simply to facilitate this next high low for further continuation up. Okay, we said this would be a key zone to watch out for. It's not one that I spent a lot of time talking about, but I said it would be a key zone to watch out for. Also, we could see that we had the nice Trinity Model 1. We had tap number 1, tap number 2, tap number 3, off we go. Okay. So it seems as though that's a level that's been respected. Let's look at the price action to see whether we actually got a reaction off of that zone. I'm tempted to think we didn't get a reaction off the zone, but we came close. Okay, let's see. All right, so if we pause it, I guess we did. If we're taking the entire zone, so we would obviously cover, the line. So I guess we did get a reaction off that zone, and therefore, if you were looking for a continuation long, that was a good place to look for a long. All right. Now I did not enter that trade, but I am in a long from all the way, I think somewhere around here. All right, somewhere around here, because I noticed we had this Trinity model forming. And also, I guess we've got the same entry now because price came all the way up, then came down to retrace before it continued. So this looks like a classic rim C where we've got a range, we've got initiation from that range, we've got mitigation back into that range, and then we're looking to get that continuation. All right, so what happened here was, we did get a reaction here. Well, we're going to analyze this now, and we're going to see whether we got any confirmations here, because remember, just getting a reaction off your zone is just one thing, but we need to wait for our confirmation. Why? Because price can very well come down, printing lower lows and lower highs, not break structure and continue to go down. We could get something like that. So it's key that we see a clear change in market structure coming out of our zone. So looking at this zone, this means that in order to enter this trade, perhaps on the 10-minute, if we trace a 10-minute structure down, we would need to lose at least this level to get that breaking structure, okay, which is quite high up. All right, on the 5-minute, did we get a better entry on the 5-minute? Let's take a look. Well, on the 5-minute, well, I guess you had an internal break. You could have considered an internal break after that tap, and that internal break would have been here. Okay, so you would have broken out and entered on that retracement there. But what you also have to notice is that we're getting nice divergence on market cipher. Not only were we getting a divergence here from price printing lower lows and our momentum waves printing higher highs, okay, as we can see here, we're also getting a divergence within that impulse, within that wave. So we've got almost a local divergence where we've got price printing lower lows, and we've also got momentum printing that nice high. Okay, so this would have been a good place to say, okay, right, it looks like we're going to get a movement in the upward direction. All right, so if you wanted to enter based off of market cipher, yes, you probably would have entered around there. Now, if you wanted to enter based off of market structure, if you entered on the 5-minute, yes, you would have been in that trade around the same position. However, if you wanted to wait for more confirmation, you need to wait until this line, until we close above that line. All right, so we wick that level and then we close above the line. Did we get a retracement? Well, let's take a look. Well, if we follow the market structure on the way up, we've got high highs and high lows. Okay, we then break. We don't really break until here. All right, on the 10-minute, is that the case? Well, I guess on the 10-minute we got a break earlier, but it's not a very convincing one. On the 5-minute we did get a break, but not a very convincing one. But if we stick to the 10-minute and we say, actually, do you know what, a break takes place here, in that case, this becomes a zone that we're looking for, that retracement. And we got a tiny retracement. Price did come back to give us a tiny retracement. But, if you are entering that trade, you would have to think about, your risk to reward. Is it worth entering a trade there to have a stop loss all the way over there? Not quite. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Not unless price is looking to blast all the way up. All right. So again, like we had yesterday, you don't have to get into every single trade. You need to choose the most effective trade for your stack, okay, and the trades with the best risk to reward. So yes, we could have entered a trade there, but by the time we got the confirmation, it wasn't the best risk to reward. So what did price do shortly after? Well, price rejected. Where did price reject from? Price rejected from the top of that range. You see, we were looking at that range over here. We had a range high, range low. Okay, price broke out of that range momentarily and then rejected very quickly. Okay, but not only did it reject from this local range level, it also mitigated our massive range. If we look on the 4-hour, we can see that the orange box is our massive range. All right, so what I mean by mitigation from our massive range is that if we consider this as being our range, we've had price action, we've had a breakdown from the range, we've looked to come back, we've mitigated that old range, and we look to have continued further down. All right, so that's basically what price has been up to. I did enter a long all the way from down there. I've come out of that long now, and that's on the profit wall as well. So if you want to check that out, feel free. That's on Discord. So let's see now. Well, we've just mitigated that level. Did we get a trade there? Could we have entered a short trade there? Well, let's take a look. If we look at the market structure on the way up, we're printing on a 12-minute, higher highs and higher lows. That means in order to enter this trade, we need to see this level lost. Did we see that level lost? Yes, we did. We saw that level lost. So the price came to rally and it flushed down, very quick flush down. Okay, and then we've had that retracement leg over here. So could you have entered that trade? Yes, of course you could have, but your entry would not have been until around here. All right, which is quite a long way away to enter. All right, so what am I waiting for now? Well, at the minute I'm looking to see if we get a retracement. If price comes up, maybe it accumulates for a little bit. If we come up for a retracement back into this zone, remember this is our zone now, if we extend that over, if we get that retracement, I will look to see if we get a flipping market structure here to enter a short trade. All right, so that's what I would be looking out for. As far as our next levels, well, I'm waiting to see what price does. Obviously, we've got this zone, this massive daily zone over here. This is a very key zone. I would be surprised if we don't get a reaction from the zone. So I am waiting for that zone to see whether we can get into a trade there. All right, if we do that, it'll be amazing. Okay. Otherwise, I'm looking for that retracement to enter on that continuation play. All right, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. Don't get me wrong. Don't forget, we are still in this massive blue range. All right. So even though on a global scale we look to be breaking down from that, macro distribution, there is a chance, even though we're looking to come down, there is a chance we're coming back to at least test this level. Okay, to come up here, and maybe that's where we get that flipping market structure to come all the way down to the range low. All right, so if we're not on the way down to the range low right now, I'm still watching out for those levels, and those levels can be found. They can be found on prior posts. So I definitely posted about those. So feel free to scour through and just check to see where they are. So we've got some over here. Okay. All right. So I believe it's up there right now. All right. Well, let's take a look. Yeah. So I believe this short that we planned. Okay. We got into that one. But let's take a look. Let's see. Is it clear here? It's not very clear here, to be fair, but it's clearer here. All right. So what we can see here is we've got this range now in the case price comes all the way up. But if price is just reacting off of this range, then that's fine. We're going to wait to see what happens when price gets to this zone. And as soon as price gets to that zone, I'm looking to see if we're going to get a flip in market structure, a retracement, and then a continuation up. All right. So there we have it. That's kind of all I'm looking out for at the moment in Bitcoin. I'm aware that we are heading towards the end of the week. Okay. So just be careful. If you've had a productive week, if you had a few wins, it's very easy as a trader to think, okay, great, Monday to Thursday I was profitable, therefore Friday I can take a bit more risk. No, make sure you're secure in your bag and make sure you're journeying your trade, trade by trade, week by week. I find in my experience, the best time frame to sort of review your trades is on a weekly basis. So at the end of the week, go through all your setups, go through all your trades that you've taken, see, what did I do well, what did I not do well, how can I have improved that. If you didn't take many trades that week, that's fine. You don't always have to be in a trade, all right? And you also don't always have to win every single trade. Even the best traders in the world, traders who trade for these banks and these big volume players, they have losing trades. They don't have 100% hit rates. So definitely don't aim for 100% hit rate. Definitely aim, just to make sure that you are, accurately reading the market, you're practicing good risk management, you're not breaking your rules. I think those are better, more tangible goals that you can aim for, especially as a beginner trader. All right. Anyways, we'll leave it there. If you want to get my overview of the market as we currently are, feel free to check my previous post. And that will give you an idea of my long-term review or scope on the market. And don't forget to follow, hit the boost button if you want more timely updates like this. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow.